Because that's the way we're made, and that's the way we function, right? So Brené Brown goes ahead and says, these are irreducible needs of all people. It's what gives purpose and meaning to our life. Connectedness is what gives purpose and meaning to our lives. The absence of love, the absence of belonging, the absence of connection always leads to suffering, right? When you have love absent in your life, you suffer. You might try to fill it with other things, but no other thing will fill that gap up. You're only deceiving yourself. You're, as it were, embalming a wound that is not healing, right? That is not clotting. A blood flow that is not clotting, and you're just managing it, right? The absence of love, you suffer. The absence of belonging, you suffer. The absence of connection, you're suffering. So why suffer when you can heal that and get the best that life has to give? That's what we hold to ourselves. We hold to others. We hold to ourselves to love ourselves, right? You don't have to wait for other people to love you. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. You gotta love yourself. The healing begins with you. You gotta love yourself, right? Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love others. If you don't love yourself, other people cannot love you, because you show other people how to love you by the love you have for yourself, right? So the way to heal yourself is to love yourself, because the way you love yourself, you can love others. The way you become a friend of yourself, it makes it easy to be a friend of other people, right? The way you show a sense of belonging, accepting yourself, and right, we all have weaknesses, we all have shortfalls in our life, right? You are not the worst. If you have things you don't like about your life, welcome to the party. We all have something about our life we don't really like. Maybe our head is too big, it's bigger than I really want. Oh, my foot is fat. Oh, my bones are fat, or whatever, my buttocks, whatever it is. But guess what? It's yours. You gotta accept it. You gotta accept it. Some of them might change. Some of them might never change. But those that will change, you will not change until you accept it. And those that will never change, you gotta live with it. You gotta live with it. If you're already past the age of growing tall, of growth, you're not gonna get taller. So whatever height it is, you gotta accept it. It's not gonna change. So you don't suffer the rest of your life not accepting your height, not accepting your being, right? But even the ones that can change will not change until you accept it. You have to take where you are right now and begin to love it and do something about it for it to change. It's not gonna change until you accept it, because what you have right now is a seed for your life. It's a seed you're going to have to sow to get the life that you want. The life you presently have is your seed to sow to get the life that you want. Until you accept the life that you have right now, you will not have the life that you want, right? What you have today is your seed for the life you desire. You have to accept where you are today, accept yourself, and sow that seed to get the life that you want, right? So we're going to have to be the one, to heal ourselves, right? You have to accept yourself. I had to do that. I had to do that. So I can talk to you boldly here today because I had to accept myself. Because I've accepted myself, it's easy for me to give myself to you. It's easy for me to come here in front of a screen and share this with you, not because of I had to accept myself. That's why I can have the life I want. But it all starts from accepting myself, right? I got to start from accepting myself. Then I begin to work on what I have accepted to build the life that I want. But my starting point is what I have, where I am today, right? I've grown a lot of gray hair because I went through a season of depression, time of not sleeping and all of that. And the gray hair came fast. I went from a black hair to a gray hair overnight. But it is what it is. I can't change what happened to me. I can't change the part I had to work. For whatever reason, I went through that part. It's behind me. I no more live there. But I bear the mark of having passed through that road. I can change that. I got to accept it. Because when I accept it, it becomes a seed that I want. I might never get all the black hair back, but I can still get a good life. I might not get the black hair back, but I can get a good life. I can make the best of what I have to get all that I can get from it. You know, I love that story. Oh, my pastor, yeah, Pastor Fola, good afternoon. You're welcome. Oh, thanks for joining us. You know, I love the story in the scriptures where it talks about someone going to the porter's house. While they went to the porter's house, they saw that the porter was trying to make clay, trying to make port. Right, the clay was mad, was broken, was squeezed, was out of position in the hand of the porter. The porter did not throw it away. The porter picked the broken pieces and made the best out of what he had. Out of the broken pieces, he was still able to make a masterpiece. Obviously, that masterpiece will not be as good as it would have been if it was never broken, but he made the best out of it. He made the best out of it. He did not throw it away, he did not junk it. He made the best out of the broken pieces. Out of your broken pieces, something good can still be made out of your broken pieces. Don't give up. Don't give up. Yeah, maybe you didn't marry the person you wanted to marry, but there's someone else that you can marry that's just as good or probably even better than that person you missed. Maybe you can get the years back, but you can still get something back. Don't give up. For as long as you're alive here, there is hope for you. Just accept where you are right now and begin to sow that as a seed for what you want to be. Right? I was sharing with a dear sister of mine some years ago. You know, she was going through marital issues, marital pain, you know, and she was praying that God will take it away. Yeah, I said, hey, God ain't gonna take it away. Yeah, yeah. You got married to the wrong person, but God ain't gonna take that away. Yeah. You can get separated from the person, but it happened. You can't deny the fact that it happened. It happened, right? And you're still alive. So it's supposed to make you stronger, supposed to make you better, but you can't erase that part of your life, right? You're gonna have to grow above the pain, grow above the pain. The pain is there, but you can overwhelm the pain. You can grow bigger than the pain. You can grow bigger than the pain, right? God's not going to take the pain away necessarily, but that pain can make you better. That pain can make you better. It can teach you wisdom. It can be your seed to have a better life. Your seed to have a better life, right? Stop waiting for the spectacular. Oh, God will just erase it out of my life. It happened. It happened for your good because you can become a better person because it happened. You can become a more matured person because it happened. You can cancel off some things you will never do again because it happened. You can focus on the things that are important in your life because it happened. You can use it as a seed to have a better life, right? So we need to accept ourselves just as much as we expect other people to accept us. And if we don't accept ourselves, other people will not accept us because we teach people how to handle us. You teach other people how to handle you. You teach other people how to respect you. You teach other people how to love you. You teach other people how precious or not precious you are by the way you carry yourself, right? And lastly, there it talks about connection. When we're not connected, we're suffering, right? In scriptures, the Bible talks about that God takes the unconnected people and places them in connection. God does not do things that are not important. God did that because those people that are not connected are suffering. God brought them to a place to heal them from their pain, heal them from their pain, heal them from their wound of lack of connection. We need one another. You need other people in your life, right? You need to find your tribe. You need to find your family. You need to find your club, your society, whatever it is, but you need to find other people that will increase the fire in your life, will speak words to you, will be there for you, you know, in your day of need. Everything might look so fine. You don't need anybody. One day you're going to need somebody because adversity is in your way, just like for everyone. A storm is coming where you're going to need other people in your life. So the ancient wisdom says that, two is better than one. For when it's cold, one will warm him up. You're going to need other people in your life. And the best time to make friends is before the storm comes. The best time to make friends is before the adversity comes. It's more difficult to make friends when the storm is here already. It's more difficult to make friends when the adversity is here already. The best time to make friends is before the storm comes, before the adversity comes. The best time to prepare for life is when everything is okay. It's not a holiday when you don't have trouble in your life. It's a time to prepare. It's a school to prepare. It's a time to build your life. Build your life. Build your life when there's no storm. Build your life when there's no shaking. Because as sure is a shaking is coming. A shaking is coming. We use the word building for the rainy day. It could be abused, but it's a truth. The rainy day will come. The testing day will come. The adversity would come. Promotion does not come from the east, not from the west, but promotion comes by judgment. When the storm comes, it's a judgment. When the adversity comes, it's a judgment. It's coming to test your strengths, coming to test what you have been doing with your life, whether you have been on the right path or the wrong path. If you have been on the right path, you're promoted. If you're on the wrong path, you're demoted. Promotion does not come from the east or from the west. It comes by what you've done with your life. When judgment comes, it will either promote you or demote you. What's your judgment? The adversity is a judgment. The storm is a judgment, right? But the absence of love, belonging, connection brings us to a place of suffering. We can come out from suffering by coming to a place of love, belonging, connection. And the first place we start is by doing it for ourselves, then doing it for others. But we can't do it for others until we have done it for ourselves, right? We'll do it for ourselves. And a healed person can then heal other people. We can love ourselves. We can accept ourselves. We can be connected with ourselves. Then we can connect with other people. We can accept other people, and we can love other people and heal them from their suffering. Right? Great. Let's move on to the next one. I'm hoping we can finish chapter 2 today. We'll see. So the gift that God gave humanity from the start was a gift of one another. The greatest gift God gave to humanity was a gift of one another. First of all, God created the whole world and brought that to the first man, right? But he saw that did not meet the requirement of that man. It wasn't good. It wasn't happy. It was suffering. In the midst of the gift of God, he was suffering. And God said, oh, I find out now, it's not about the things. It's about someone like him. He's going to suffer until he has someone like him. And God brought a helpmeet, someone that was like him, that would face him, that would relate with him, that would become one with him, not one that was under him, not one that was above him, but someone that was at the same level, comparable to him, that can relate and complete him. God brought connection as a gift to us. That connection is what increases the joy that we have. It reduces the pain that we have. So God's greatest gift to us is one another. It's another human being. You can have everything in the world. If you don't have someone to rejoice with, it becomes a heavy burden. We need one another. That's why scripture would say that we should rejoice with one another. We rejoice with those that rejoice and sorrow with those that sorrow, right? Rejoice with those that rejoice, sorrow with those that sorrow, right? And we can do that for one another. That's the greatest gift, right? It's the friends who just stop showing up or returning phone calls who are probably the most in need of love and care. And we said that earlier on, just to reiterate it. Those who need love and care are the ones that seemingly run away from it. See someone that's always staying on his own. Depression, that's what depression does to you. Depression it's a lack of connection, but yet those that are depressed seek to be away from other people, right? They're the ones that need it most. Again, if you see someone like that, that's the person that needs it most. And that's the person that you need to go after to show your love to. Just be careful when you do it. You have to be strategic around it because they built up defense mechanisms because they don't love themselves. They don't love themselves. They have not accepted themselves. They are not connected to themselves. So they're building defense mechanisms. They don't want you to see their rag. They don't want you to see their wound. They don't want you to see the thing they are ashamed of. Right. So you have to be careful as you enter into that because unless they open the door, so you cannot come in. So you have to win them in such a way there that they feel comfortable. They feel at home to open themselves up to you so that they can be healed. Right. So it's not just you barging into them. They're going to turn off because though they need it, they don't know how to open themselves up to it. But it starts also with us at a time when we feel we don't need it. It's probably when we need it most. But again, it all starts when I can love myself, I can accept myself, I can connect to myself, then it becomes easy to receive it from other people, just as it's easy to give it to other people also, right? So it takes courage to step towards relationship when our strongest instincts tell us to guide ourselves, maybe more courage than we can muster in times of real vulnerability. You know, in times of real vulnerability, it takes courage. After you've just lost your job, you know, it takes courage to go out, you know, and receive love or love other people. You're just wondering, oh, what are they going to say about me? He's lost his job. And I remember that, you know, my last time in depression, you know, I felt alone. I felt unseen, you know, and I had someone, I could read it off someone, you know, and I read it. That person made a comment on Facebook, you know, more like saying that it was something I deserved, you know, maybe because I'm not like them, you know, so God has brought judgment upon me, as it were, you know, and when you have that, it could make you want to go to your closet, cringe, you know, and but that doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help you. But at the same time, you have to take courage to still open yourself up to be loved. You know, do the things that are important that will help you out. You know, things I learned from being in a time of depression. I go back and do the things that are important, even whether I feel like it or not. I pray. I read the Bible. I fellowship. I might not feel it, but I don't run away from fellowship. Right? I fellowship. You know, I still be in the environment to be loved. I be in the environment to belong. I be in the environment to connect. You know, don't shut yourself in. Please hold on. Don't shut yourself in. So make yourself available for someone to love you, for someone to care, because you need it. You need it. The devil's looking for people he can isolate, you know, and then deeper depths. No matter where you are right now, you can still fall down. There's still deeper depths or bottoms, right? And if you don't get a hold of yourself, you'll fall into those deeper depths. No matter how bad it is with you right now, it can get worse. So you need to arrest the fall, right? By not shielding, by not staying away from a place where you can be loved, you can belong, and you can connect. There's help available for yourself, for you, if only you can receive it. Again, that's a quote by Rumi that we're reading this whole chapter on. It says, every moment there's a voice of love, right? The voice of love is coming from left and right. All we have to do is to know how to listen. There's help coming from left to right. We have to know how to listen. We have to know how to place ourselves in the stream of it so it can benefit us, it can reach us. Know how to be in the midst of that flow so they can wet us, you know, and heal us, right? There's healing. There's healing, right? If scripturally we'll talk about that. There's still a balm in Gilead, right? A balm in Gilead. And it's just one another being there to help one another, being there to lift one another up, giving each other the sense of belonging, sense of being loved, sense of being connected, right?